Hi, I'm Billy Romjue, certified farrier. I live in Glen Rock, Pennsylvania. Been shoeing for 33 years. Started on when I was 18 years old. Been doing it now 4 days a week. As I get older, I slowed it down to 4 days a week. And I'm just on the tail end of my shoeing career. I'm 51. I plan on being done by probably 56. I got to thinking about it. I saw a couple pictures one time of guys, you know, kind of downsizing, doing smaller rigs. And I got to thinking about how I could do it. And I came up with an air compressor idea. This air compressor, I believe, is from the late 50s. Took it all apart, pulled the motor out, sold the motor, and started kind of making a little mini shoeing rig out of it. It's probably one of the best rigs I've ever owned. And I've had 2 big box trucks, a couple pickup trucks with cabs on, you know, shelves on them, different things like that. I have a small gooseneck trailer right now that I used for probably 4 or 5 years, and this is outdoing that. I like this much better. It's much easier, getting about 17 miles a gallon. The gooseneck, I'm getting around 11, somewhere around there. So definitely easier and easier on the equipment. As long as it's not raining, but I don't work in the rain, so I'm like most guys, I stay home. The driver's side, on the far front there, I built that box on the very front. That's where I put my, you know, my shoeing box, my foot stand and all that. That was a good place to put it. It gave me a little bit of tongue weight. I also put my propane up there. Along this front here, I keep my pad rack. Then I have a small stick welder. It's much easier to weld a lot of times with that if I need to stick weld something than having to forge weld it. You know, this is a small rig and I'm really not set up for too much of that. I do have a bandsaw in there, and I built a little place to put my hammers and things like that. Along this front here is where I keep a lot of my shoes. Also in the back of my truck, I've got that toolbox, and that's another good way to store Equipack shoes, things like that. An old grinder. This is a really old grinder. I like old stuff. This works really well. Nice grinder. I bought that for 20 bucks on Marketplace. I didn't want to put a lot into it, and I made a slide out for it. The whole thing slides in and out to keep it compact. Also made a slide out for this anvil here. The way I did this anvil was I basically put I don't know if it's 2x2 tube along the frame here, and then this slides in it. And the way it works is I have a socket welded onto a bolt. So when I take it loose, that slides in, and then and that's tight. So that is how I store that. And then when I want to do the grinders and all are on the same exact setup as the anvil. I loosen the socket with the bolt, and that slides in out of the way like that. So it's a really easy setup. I think anybody can do it if you got a little bit of fabrication skills or know somebody that can weld. It's not that hard. The forge is the same way. It slides in, and then everything just closes up. I just kind of figured it'd be a cool way to make a cheap, effective rig that doesn't cost a lot of money. And for someone starting out or somebody who's been doing it for 30 some years, it's an easy way to go. Doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. I probably literally have 1,200 bucks without tools. I mean, just the whole setup, me making it myself. And it's been very reliable. You know, I don't have bearing problems or anything like that. I keep them greased and packed. You know, just the normal maintenance you do on trailers it's the same kind of thing. It bounces a little bit, only, you know, but you have to just drive with common sense. And if your roads aren't horrible, it's not that bad. I don't really have any major problem. It's definitely a easy rig to haul around. And if I knew what I knew now, that's how I started out years ago. I'm not looking to spend a lot of money on a rig anyway, and this is definitely an easy setup to use. I get a lot of people complimenting on it. They all say, "Oh my God, that's so cool. You know, neat idea." I mean, over and over again, I get those things a lot. Makes me smile because I put a lot of hard work into it, but other than that, it's the way it is.